I was expecting at the very end when he disappears into the night.
It was a swarm of bees.
Yeah, like he disappears into a swarm of bees, like in Batman Begins. Just like
that's what I was thinking. Like Batman Begins, a swarm of bees, and then he's gone. Like.
Welcome to the Primos podcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything, from deleting audio files to killing pedophiles. Hey, I'm Juan Solo.
We're just doing our due diligence, that's all.
Yes, we are.
That's what we can do.
I just asked them to have a seat right there, over there, on that chair. It just so happens to be electric. I don't know.
Man, that show is...
Introduce yourselves, boys, before we get too far.
What's up, everybody? I am your magically obese friend, Baco. How's everybody today?
And I'm having a seat right over here. I'm JJ.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our last episode of the year / first episode of the year for you viewers.
Mm-hmm. And what a year it's been.
Yes,
it's been a crazy
Quite
year.
A fucking year.
Talking about all things weird, from presidential assassination attempts to Harley Quinn farting comics.
to also, I was waiting for that alien invasion to happen that apparently was going to happen at the beginning of December, and I packed all my stuff, and nobody showed up. So now I'm waiting.
Did you go back to Area 51?
I went back. I was like, I'm waiting, bro. Like, I have a boarding pass and everything.
I remember when that happened. I was scheduled to work that day.
Yeah,
and, like I went to work, right? Like I'm not gonna storm Area 51, but we had a huddle like that morning.
Yeah.
Usually we only had like one a week. It wasn't like a regular daily thing.
Yeah.
So when we had that huddle, everyone's like, all right, is there anything else anyone wants to bring up? And I was like, yeah, I do. I'm disappointed in all of you. I thought we were storming fucking Area 51 today. What's everyone doing here?
We could ask you the same thing, JJ. Like, well,
hey, I organized the shit.
Nobody RSVP. This is why I don't have money, because I'm the kind of person that if I had money, that's the shit I would go do with my money. Be like, where are you going? To the storm Area 51? Why?
I'm gonna go Naruto run in Area 51.
Because like, people want
if you Naruto run fast enough, the bullets can't hit you.
They can't touch you. My chakras are A1, baby.
Yeah. And speaking of A1s, our alphas are number ones in this podcast.
What a segue.
We got
what a segue.
we got some comments we should highlight. So first things first, we got our Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie review. We got a few comments right here. We got Streets Ahead 120 saying the Sonic movies are in perfect trilogy territory.
Absolutely true.
100%. And then we got another comment by our boy Joe Gira saying, quote, not a Sonic fan, and even I enjoyed it. I saw it on Christmas, making our double feature with it and Nosferatu. Sonferatu, if you will.
Very nice.
End quote.
Very nice.
Very nice. I saw Nosferatu, not on the same day, right? But I saw Nosferatu not too long ago, and I actually liked it. I thought it was all right. Yeah, pretty good movie.
Well, Robert Eggers is on a tirade. He's doing really well.
I think so.
All of his movies have been really well received. So good for him.
Is it the better movie of Skarsgård getting resurrected that came out this year? Because the other one's The Crow.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I haven't seen The Crow, but
God, I don't even want to see The Crow, dude.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it.
No,
I'm sorry. Like I like Skarsgård, but I was like, I'm not interested. You're not fucking.
I like Bill Skarsgård. I don't really hate anyone involved in it, but it felt very icky to me. Like,
I just think it's probably written bad. I didn't see it, but just from the trailer, I was like, "This is not going to be good." I'm sorry. I don't like. Judge, but like, dude, nothing.
The lead, Brandon Lee, literally died making the first Crow, the original Crow. Like, it feels kind of icky to be like, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it missed the core theme
It did
of the
that too.
origin
Like
of the original source material.
I've seen some reviews of it that
Mm-hmm.
say they changed it in a way that makes it kind of not work. It makes it really
Mm-hmm.
a lot worse because
Yeah.
in the original comic and in the original movie, uh, they're dead. Like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Eric and Shelly are dead,
Yeah.
dead, and Eric comes back because he's so fucking pissed off that
Yeah.
Yeah.
he needs to get
He says,
revenge.
I need vengeance.
Well, it's not pissed off isn't even the right word. He's just very sad about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably so. His soul is tormented, so he can't cross over, and that's why he comes back in this remake. He comes back because the devil or fucking Mephistopheles or fucking Morpheus, some dude
Morbius.
in the afterlife tells him like, yeah, if you kill all the dudes I send you to kill, you can bring Shelly back. Like you can save her.
It was Jared Leto, wasn't
Yeah, it is.
it? It was
That
Morbius.
changes it to from like this really gripping story about life and loss
Mm-hmm.
into like generic action movie. Like there's a time limit. You have to save her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a bomb on the bus. You have to.
They tried to make him like Spawn,
It's
basically.
emo speed.
And he's not Spawn.
It's the emo speed. You have this much time to save the love of your life.
All right, so let's get through the rest of these comments. We got
Yes.
some comments on our Harley Quinn episode, which just dropped from as of this recording. It's only like a day, 2 days old
A
Yeah.
day.
from when we're recording. So, and we already got some comments. So, you alphas, you guys are quick on these. Thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We are noticing. But here we go. We got Jojiro leaving us a comment saying, "Wow, DC, way to kill my hype from James Gunn's Superman trailer by announcing this. You say Batman can't go down on Catwoman, but this is okay? I can say with how Spider-Man comics right now, Peter is probably into cucking with how MJ is flirting with him while banging some jerk named Paul." I can't.
I haven't
Oh.
really been.
Why you gotta do Peter like that, bro?
They just someone at fucking Marvel just fucking hates his marriage.
Right?
I mean, you're really right about that. Like, just give the man some happiness. I feel like he wouldn't be cucked by Paul. I feel like if he'd be cucked by anybody, he'd probably be Wolverine.
No, he.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I feel like Wolverine.
Wolverine makes more sense, but like,
I feel like Wolverine cucks everybody.
they wrote from my limited understanding of it, because I haven't really been keeping up with it. It's just whatever YouTube feeds me. MJ was transported to some like other dimension or the future or something, and so
Yeah.
like for her years passed, and it was just her and some dude named Paul. So like her and Paul, they were alone. Well, Paul had some kids, but but they were just by themselves. Like yeah, of course they got down. Like
Yeah, had to. Like, that's just.
it's I'm not gonna mention any names, but damn, it's hard to tell the story without saying names. There was a couple that I used to know, and they had split up, but they were still living together. And I think Edward might have been kind of interested in the girl that was involved in this couple, and I was like, it's a lost cause, bro. Like it's not gonna happen. She's still with what's his name. And he's like, no, they're split up. And I was like, yeah, but they live together.
Yeah.
One of these days, she's gonna come home late at night, maybe after some drinks or whatever, and there's not gonna be anything to do except for homeboy there. And guess what? That ended up happening. I was right. I mean, they're not together now, but it was like, yeah. Bro, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. All right, we got another comment on uh, on that video. I don't know what's going on. It shows up on our end, like account wise notifications. I don't know if it's if it's available on the video. If it's a deleted comment and I'm reading it, I'm apologizing in advance. But we just want to read it. But comment comes from Matthew Moreau. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Who commented, "No, it's an April Fool's joke, you fools. Don't blame it on Superman, you police." We're not blaming Superman.
We're not blaming
We're
Superman.
blaming DC. There's a big difference.
I don't blame Superman for anything.
Mm.
No, it's not Superman's fault. Did we say it was Superman's fault?
I don't think we said it was Superman's fault.
I don't
Maybe
think
it's
we-
just because Superman's in the thumbnail, but like I
Probably.
found that
Yeah.
picture and it's just like this is too personal.
It was just fun. It was just fun. We never said it was Superman's fault. We just put him because on the thumbnail because that was funny. It's a great
Yeah.
thumbnail.
That thumbnail was specifically made for that.
Yes, yes, it was. I like to think that the artist that drew it is like, oh, god damn it! Like,
I hope he gets back to it somehow. He's like, motherfucker.
It was supposed to be kryptonite, you fucks.
Well, apparently Harley farting is kryptonite to Superman. Apparently,
right.
sexual kryptonite.
All right. Okay, so that'll do it. As always, you guys are the true alphas for leaving comments, and likewise, leave us comments, and we'll be sure to read them
Yes.
in time for the next episode. With that said, let us now jump in to our main topic, which, because it is the end of the year at the time of this recording,
Yes.
this video should go up by the new year for you guys. We figured we'll do a little countdown. We'll count down our top 3 movies, TV shows, games, just to highlight some of the stuff that we liked,
Did we enjoy?
and yeah, and maybe hopefully if you guys were on the fence about some of this stuff, maybe you guys can give it a shot, or likewise you let us know in the comments what's in y'all's top 3, what's the stuff y'all liked. But with that said, I guess first
I
should we
say
do
movies.
Movies?
Movies is going to be the easiest,
All right.
I think.
All right,
Yeah.
let's start with everyone's number 3s. Then, who would like to go first?
I'll go first because I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
Juan, me, and you are gonna have a lot of crossovers. So instead,
Yeah.
what I did is I'm gonna pick 3 movies that I don't think you were able to see.
Okay.
But that I was able to see just because the theaters here in Austin get more movies. So my number 3, these are still good. It's just not necessarily what I would put at the tippity top. Just I don't want to talk about the same movie 3 different times.
You got it.
So my number 3 is going to be The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Is-
Yep. I did not get to see that one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's a World War II movie by Guy Ritchie, starring Henry Cavill.
Mhm.
He doesn't take his shirt off, sadly. Also, Reacher's in it.
Rick.
Yes.
uh, or Thad from Blue Mountain State.
Mountain State.
They're a squad of allied British soldiers that just go around killing Nazis.
So they're like the Inglorious Bastards almost.
Kinda. So the plot of the movie is that they get sent to, I think, Africa. It's been a while since I saw it, so I might be getting some of these like details wrong. But they're
Okay.
essentially trying to liberate that area of Africa and also take down this Nazi warship because it's basically the Nazi supply line. So if they take down this
Okay.
warship, they cripple the Nazis' reinforcements and supplies, so the Nazi forces in the mainlands won't be as strong.
Mhm.
Uh, and it's somewhat of a heist movie. Like, there's a lot of planning and stuff. There are some really good action scenes, especially in the opening. Um, but I think
Okay.
it flew under the radar for a lot of people, especially since Guy Ritchie's kind of been on like a downward swing a little bit with the King Arthur movie.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what else he did like after that, but he didn't make a whole lot. And neither did this one,
Was
but
it?
this one was really fun. It was very enjoyable. I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was really cool.
All right. Cool. 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 All right, Paco, would you like to go next with your number three?
My number three is going to be Transformers One.
Oh, okay.
I
Transformers
actually,
One was
yeah,
I thought was really good. I don't expect much out of the Transformers movies, to be totally
Mm-hmm.
honest. Especially like I mean they're good action films. I think I've seen them all because I've had fun with all the action scenes and sequences. And I mean there are some questionable things that they did during those with the characters and voices and
Yeah.
shit like that. But overall, if you don't really pay attention to those, I mean, the movies are fun. I mean, yeah, they're not the best written, dialogues kind of shit, but I mean, I go there to go see the Transformers. I'm not looking for like deep fucking intellectual thoughts,
Yeah.
man.
yeah,
I mean, one of my favorites,
Mhm.
I think it's what Age of Extinction with the Grimlock, the fucking
yeah.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But to be totally honest, man, this one kind of took me by surprise. It was like a good origin story for Optimus and Megatron. Like it was a legit good story. I had a lot of fun watching it. I waited till it came out on fucking Paramount, which I didn't even know it was on Paramount. I was just scrolling one day. I was like, "Oh look, Transformers One. I'm gonna watch that." And I was like, "This is really fucking good."
Yeah, I wanted to watch it, but like the day I finally was like, you know what, I'm gonna get off my ass and go to the movie theater was like the last day it was there.
Yeah,
So I just couldn't make the screening. Um
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I was curious about it and I wanted to watch it. I really like the War for Cybertron games that came out in like the
Mm-hmm.
PS3. I really like Transformers Prime.
yeah,
And it felt like Transformers 1 was going to uh, not necessarily borrow a lot, but was going to be drawing on some of those influences. So
yeah,
I'll check it out now that I know it's on Paramount.
yeah. It's on Paramount. It's actually really good. I was really surprised because I didn't think it was gonna be much to it. You know, especially I know some people at the beginning were kind of iffy on the Megatron's voice, or not Megatron, but Optimus's voice because it's Chris Hemsworth.
Ah,
I think
Yeah.
he did a really good job. I think he did a great job. It was great to me. Scarlett Johansson's one of the voices as well. So
GRC.
yeah. So
It's the only girl
Uh,
Transformer.
yeah, no, she's Bumblebee.
What?
She's Bumblebee. She's Bumblebee. Hey
Bumblebee is
man,
doing
I
something
wouldn't.
funny.
I
To
wouldn't even
me.
complain about
I would.
that.
Bumblebee. Look, man,
All right. Well,
this is a progressive show.
I definitely need to check it out. Then I
Yeah, it's actually
put it
pretty
on the
good.
watch list.
This
All right
Bumblebee is
then.
doing something to me. I don't
All
It's
right.
about Bumblebee.
All right. We'll go to my number three. We don't have to talk about it too much because it's pretty obvious what my number three is. My number three is Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
That's my number one.
Oh, legit?
Sonic 3 is my number one. Sonic 3 is my number one.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, Sonic
Yeah,
3
see,
is my
No,
number
Sonic
it,
3
one.
would have also been on my list, but I was like, we're all going to have it. I'm
Yeah,
just going to
yeah.
Sonic
pick
3
it.
is my
So
number one.
it was a good idea to have some honorable mentions just in
Yeah.
case. I got two honorable mentions in case one of you guys mentions one, I could swap it. But yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, man, that movie was just so good. And then, like Joe Giro's mentioned earlier when we read his comment, he's not a fan and he enjoyed it. And likewise, I heard from a friend of mine, his sister. I'm sorry. She took her son, his nephew, to go see the movie. She's like, I'm not really into this type of kid movie stuff. I only took him, but even she was like, I thought the movie was good. So there is enjoyment to be had, even if you don't know shit about Sonic.
There's
So,
enjoyment to be had even if you haven't watched the movie yet. You could just
Yeah.
go to Twitter and see fucking Disney's tweet. Everyone's
oh my god, yes, that Disney is claiming Mufasa is the number one movie, which is not true, by the
they
way.
got
Goddamn liar.
they got a community note.
Uh-huh.
Like immediately is like actually it's Sonic 3.
And get this though, if anybody that was commenting on the tweet saying that it was Sonic 3, they were getting deleted.
Wow.
So people just
So,
started posting pictures and gifs and shit.
so this is funny, and I think the fact that Disney is pissed that they're losing to Sonic just makes it
I,
funnier.
let's
Um,
forget.
right. I do want to watch Mufasa just out of curiosity, just like how does it compare to like Sonic 3, right? I don't foresee it being like the better movie, right?
No.
Hmm.
But like it's just you got to realize Sonic has a track record right now cuz it went up against like Harley Quinn, The Birds of Prey,
Hmm.
and well it squashed that movie. I forgot what it was the second movie it went up against,
Morbius.
and it's Morbius. There you go. And then now Mufasa. So Sonic is 3 for 3 on like you can't defeat the blue blur, guys.
No, you can't.
All right,
Uh,
to the moon. All right, we could move on. All right, Jay, what is your number two?
my number two. So I also have a family friendly movie, but that one's really closer to number one. So I'm instead just gonna make a hard right turn into adult territory.
Nice.
It is The Substance.
Substance, really?
Oh, okay.
The Substance was like the more I thought about it, immediately after I left the movie theater, I was like, it's an 8. It's enjoyable, but like I was under the impression that it was supposed to be a straight up horror movie.
Mhm.
And there were some moments in there that were like funny, like
Mhm.
belly laugh kind of funny. It wasn't until later I was like, oh, it's supposed to be a dark comedy, like with some horror elements.
Yeah.
Uh, so that does recontextualize it a little bit for me because like all that stuff that I laughed at was intentional.
Mhm.
It was only me and Jordan that got it, I think, because the theater was
Yeah.
pretty quiet. Like that's why that might also be why I was like, I don't know if I should laugh at this. That's I'm gonna drop the score down
Mhm.
a little bit because like
Mhm.
but no, it's entertaining, it's enjoyable. Get to see Demi Moore naked and her
Nice.
younger self also naked, so I enjoyed that. That was fun. Uh
Mhm.
but the story itself is interesting and kind of terrifying. Uh, uh,
Mhm.
I think it you might get more out of this if you're a woman,
Mhm.
because it very much follows like the way the media views women, especially older women,
Mhm.
uh, and the lengths that some women are willing to go to stay in the spotlight, and not just necessarily women, but
Mhm.
uh, I think women are more so affected by this than dudes, right? Like George
Yeah.
Clooney's like fucking what 60, 70. He's
Mhm.
still leading
And
man material and like
yeah,
Yeah.
no one's questioning like his looks or anything.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's really interesting and scary in that aspect of it, but it there's
Mhm.
also like some genuinely funny moments that that
Yeah.
it almost feels like a trauma movie. Yeah,
No.
Mm.
for those that remember those type of movies like the Toxic Avenger and stuff. There's some moments
I
like that in
get
there. The effects are really cool. So yeah,
you.
solid
Mm.
number two for me. And also, I don't think you guys were able to see it.
I didn't see
No,
it.
our movie theater didn't get it. I wanted to watch it, but yeah, our movie theater didn't get it. I would have had to drive out of town to go see it, and it's not on streaming yet. So
Mm.
I'm just waiting for
Yeah.
that because I do actually want to watch it. But
Well, my
okay, all
number
right,
two.
solid choice.
My number two is going to be Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fall
okay,
Guy is my number
okay,
two.
all
Fall
right.
Guy
That
was a
was
fun
actually
movie.
that was actually my number one.
Really nice.
Yeah. So all right,
Yeah.
means I gotta rearrange my list, but that's fine.
Uh, Fall Guy was my number two, but Fall Guy. The only complaint I really had about Fall Guy was just it ran a little long, but you didn't really feel it. Like it had a really good pace the whole time, and it had really great
Hmm.
humor and really great action throughout the whole movie. And so it was a
Hmm.
fun watch. It was a good time at the movie theater.
Okay. Yeah.
No, yeah,
It was cheeky fun.
yeah, no, that movie is just, yeah, like Paul said, it's a ton of fun. It's really great, and it definitely highlights, like stunt people, stunt
Yeah,
actors, and just the crazy work that they do to make these movies great. And it's a shame that they don't get the recognition they deserve. So here's hoping that this movies like this highlight more of what they do,
yeah.
so that hopefully in the future they do get the proper recognition and the credentials that they rightly deserve. But yes, definitely check out the Fall Guy. I know it didn't do that good at the box office. It seems it kind of flew under a lot of people's radar.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you want a good action movie, like, definitely check out the Fall Guy. Mhm. Okay, so my number two,
Mm.
we'll stick to the in the action category. My number two is Monkey Man.
Ooh,
Monkey
Mm.
that's such a good one.
Yeah, Monkey
Man.
Man. I fight crime, Monkey Man. But yes, Monkey Man. It's not the Hey Arnold Monkey Man, unfortunately. That I was
That
like, I think
elevate
I went into the wrong movie.
that would have elevated it so hard for me.
If this was an origin story to Hey Arnold, oh my god.
If at the very end it just says produced by Craig Bartlett, I'd be like, holy fucking
Well,
shit.
oh man, but yes, in all seriousness though, again, if you want another action movie besides The Fall Guy, you should definitely check this one out. It stars Dev Patel. He also directed the movie.
I think it's his debut, isn't it?
It is his directorial debut. To my understanding, he learned, martial arts
Yep.
and was like auditioning for action movie roles, but he wasn't getting them. So he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make my own then."
I mean, hey,
And
you got the means.
I like to think it paid off because, yeah, it's really great. And again, I highly recommend this one. This one should be up on streaming
I think it's
already.
on Peacock.
All right, check it
Yeah,
out
it
on
sounds
Peacock,
Yeah, I
or
think it's on Peacock.
all right. I think it might also be on Prime, but
Oh, okay.
either way,
Prime does get a lot
highly.
of them, like in between.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, this one is very very good. I highly recommend this one as well. Oh no, a very enjoyable film. All right. I guess Jay, let's move on to your number one.
My number one, it's an animated movie. Came out of left field for me completely because I mean I was gonna watch it and I expected to like it. But goddamn, this movie is really, really good. It's better than it has any right to be, and it is Ultraman Rising, which is on Netflix.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Netflix original Ultraman movie. So like already that's kind of a red flag, right? Like
Yeah.
Netflix, I don't know.
Well, they didn't do too bad with the Ultraman stuff,
Mhm.
and the
Yeah.
Godzilla stuff. It's been their track record with that's been actually been pretty good. But I can
Yeah.
see. I mean, it is Netflix. I can understand the hesitancy. Be like, is it Netflix? Are you sure?
Mhm.
No, but it's a really fun watch. It's a really good movie. It starts off kind of leading you in one direction. You start to think that like cuz so spoilers, you follow the son of the original Ultraman, only now he's an
Mhm.
adult and he's a professional baseball player and he's cocky as all hell. So you think that his story is going to be like, learning to be humble and become the true Ultraman that he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's about him becoming a dad. Like, and not like he doesn't, have an actual kid. Uh he fights a kaiju and then the kaiju had a baby and he's like, I can't abandon this child. Like, and so now he's raising a kaiju baby and it's just a lot of fun. It's funny. It's sweet. There's this really kick-ass fight at the end with him and his dad have like the fucking father and son Kamehameha moment when Gohan takes out Perfect
So
Cell. Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like it was dope. It's a great movie. I don't think a lot of people watched it, but yeah, if you have a Netflix account, check it out. It's really good.
Okay.
No
All
man.
right. All right. Paco, what is
So I'm
your?
gonna throw in a honorable mention, and it's going to be
Mm.
The Beekeeper with Jason
Okay.
Statham. Beekeeper
Holy crap! Damn.
by.
All right.
Did I take another one off your list, Quan?
No, it's more like I was not expecting that.
It's again. I'm a simple man because I'm not that smart. But it wasn't a long movie, and it was just a pure kind of just action movie. Was that? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's Jason
uh,
Statham. Like it's Jason Statham.
it's
Um,
Jason Statham killing Josh Hutcherson. Which
yeah,
what more do you want?
yeah. What more do you really want out of that one? But it's on Prime. It's a fun watch. That you can just put it on for New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. Just
Yeah,
sit at home and have some fun. It's not a bad movie.
it's
Um,
I just saw it and I had fun with it. I thought it was good. It
Mm-hmm.
reminded me, Juan, you're right because you mentioned this, but like it needed more B puns.
it really
Yeah.
did. I legit was expecting like shit. Like I thought it was a joke at first. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was like, so Jason Statham's going into like Van Damme territory, where he's like self aware. I was like, please, like if it would have been like all these different B puns, I would have given this a fucking
Right? Because he kills
100%
a lot of people
rating.
with a knife. So
Yeah,
it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, you could have just said, mess with the bee, you get the sting. Like right when you stab somebody.
I really would have liked it if one of the kills would have just a swarm of bees would have come out of nowhere, just like and
See,
just
I was expecting at the very end when he disappears into the night.
it was a swarm
like,
of bees.
yeah, like he disappears into a swarm of bees, like in Batman Begins. Just like
That's what I was thinking. It's like Batman begins with a swarm of bees, and then he's gone. Like what the like that right there would have really done it for me. I was like, this is the best movie ever made. There's bee puns, there's great action, and then a swarm of bees just come and apparently disembody him and take him away.
it
Uh,
also reminded me a lot, unintentionally, it reminded me a lot of the Harry Partridge animation, Dr. Bees. So I could see why that maybe they wanted to not add as many bee puns, but like he literally throws a jar of honey at someone. Like he couldn't have gotten a bunch of bees in the jar and been like, "This party
Mm-hmm.
needs more bees."
no, my number one was Sonic, but I have another one that I really enjoyed because I read the book. But Wild Robot.
Oh, Wild Robot.
Okay.
Wild Robot. I liked Wild Robot.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some people that really didn't enjoy it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't go with y'all to
Same.
see it, but I ended up watching it later, and I really enjoyed it. And I read the book, and I mean, of course, the book's better, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, for what it was really good.
Yeah.
I liked the
Wild
story.
Robot was also in my honorable mentions.
Okay,
So
cool. Woo.
all right.
See,
So
we're on the
then
same page.
All right, so then since I already said my number one was Fall Guy and Wild Robot was my honorable mention, my other honorable mention, because I saw this movie last night, so I was able to squeeze it in here. The Juror number two.
Ooh, I still haven't seen that one.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
I
this
haven't
is
seen
a
Clint
it's a
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood movie. He directed this one. Stars Nicholas Holt. Honestly, this is kind of like a. It's almost like a modern 12 Angry Men,
Mm-hmm.
I
12
was
Angry
about to say, yeah,
Jurors.
like
That's what I
isn't
figured it
Juror number
was.
two
Like it,
the
they're, it's hard not to make the comparison,
uh,
but like the movies are different,
mm,
or if you want to compare it to like the Broadway play, like they are very different. They are still different stories, and they do this goes in a very different direction than that one. But yeah, it's still a really really good movie. I do highly recommend it, and yeah, I do think this is definitely one of Clint Eastwood's better movies. So yeah.
Nice.
All right. Do you have any honorable mentions, Jay? Do you want to name?
uh let's see. Deadpool and Wolverine, just a lot of fun. But
Yep, that's a
yeah.
good one.
Uh Late Night with Satan O'Brien. That came out in
Late
uh,
night with the
Late Night with the
with the
Devil.
devil.
That
Okay,
one
that
was
one
really
was
good.
awesome.
It was kind of just
Hmm.
like missing that little extra oomph to like bring it up
I
to.
agree with that, but it is still a very good movie. Hmm.
What else did I see? What else did I rate highly on here? Oh, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire.
Oh,
Oh
that was really good. I got
yeah,
to see that.
I had
Yeah.
a
yeah.
lot of fun with that movie.
Hmm.
I'm sad that it didn't
Definite.
make as much money as the last one,
Yeah,
but yeah,
you know what's the thing that really warmed my heart when I went to see that movie in theaters? There was a lot of like elderly people in the theater on premiere night, like that Friday night came out. There's a lot of elderly people with their grandkids. Oh,
Really? That's
I love that. I
awesome.
love that. I
yeah,
love that. Loved it.
that's dope.
I wanted to do
And
that at my job. That was one of my
Mm-hmm.
goals for well, for summer and Christmas. Like for
Mm-hmm.
summer, I wanted to do a summer movie series, but I wanted to do nothing but like started off with 80s action movies, like just your classic 80s action, like because we and where we live there's tons of people that are still super into 80s stuff, and I was like, man, being able to
Mm-hmm.
share that with your kids, especially like even if they like
mm.
the new Rambos and the new RoboCops, which they're wrong, but but just kind of seeing where their origins are from and being able to see them, the parents share that with the kids is something that I wanted to do, but they never let me do it.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
And last honorable mention, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, just because it reminded me so much of the cartoon.
Yeah,
Uh,
It was, hey man, that was a good one.
I liked it a
it
lot.
was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only thing I didn't like about Beetlejuice, well, I mean, I kind of liked it, but at the same time, I was like, it was kind of how they just wrapped everything up so quick,
Yeah.
and it was just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh shit, that's it. Oh, okay, well, I
The
guess it's
the
Mm-hmm.
opening is a
okay.
lot the first act is a lot slower than the rest of it. I will say that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Uh,
they were like, "Oh shit, we were only given a runtime of an hour and 30 minutes, and we're already an hour 15 minutes in." like, like it almost feels that way, but no, yeah, good movie, solid picks all around. Okay, let us now move on to TV shows. I guess Jay, you want to start that one off again?
yeah, sure. Let me see here. What do I want? All right. My number 3. I was pretty hyped for this, and I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did, but I absolutely loved it, and it's Fallout. Fallout TV show.
Oh man, I'm gonna have
Okay,
to change mine.
What
Fallout
so
was my number 3, but I got some stuff
oh
in my back pocket.
shit, Fallout was my number one.
Oh
was
really?
your number
Oh,
one? Well,
Yeah,
well, uh, I'm watching something
but
right now that like I gotta put that in number one.
all right, fair enough, fair. But yeah, I mean, if that doesn't say anything, yeah, I mean, it won game of the year for best adaptation.
yeah.
So I mean, it's a great show, and likewise, I have coworkers that didn't even know it was based on a
On the
game.
video game.
and they were enjoying the show. So
Yeah.
there
It
is definitely something here for everybody.
I
Like
mean, I
you
think
don't
that's
have to
what
yeah
you
know
really
anything.
want ultimately, because you want to reach
Mm-hmm.
like now you want to be able to not only give your core audience, the ones that know the game and the lore, you want to be able to give them something that they can really like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, I can't believe y'all put this in here and put that in there, but
Yeah.
also be able to transcend into there's other people that don't know about the games or don't even know what the fuck's going on, but they're like, this is really good. This is a really great show. And then that might also bring people into like, hey, I kind of want to play this game now. And I think
yeah
Fallout is just one of those because it's RPG ish where your character can be basically anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can be man, woman, you could be this, you could be
I,
that. You're playing as this character going through, which I'm so glad that nobody complained about. I don't remember her name. She's really pretty.
Ella
The main
Purnell,
Ella
character,
Purnell.
Ella Purnell. Yeah, which I'm so glad that nobody said like, oh my god, a woman, because we've heard that
Lucy.
so much
Mm-hmm.
She
throughout the
plays
fucking year. Yeah,
Lucy
Lucy
Mm-hmm.
McLean,
McLean or McLeod.
something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lucy.
Yeah.
But I am just glad that nobody really complained about that because you really can't. It's like anybody can be this character. They just so happen to choose a woman this time. It's great. It's good. All the
Mm-hmm.
writing was really well done. The ghoul, fuck, I can't remember his name. I've watched so much
Walton
shit that I'm
Goggins.
forgetting. Yeah, Walton
Mm-hmm.
Goggins. I've watched so much stuff because I've been off for like the last 2 weeks. He's great, dude. And everything that
Yeah,
he
Mm-hmm.
does, I don't think I've ever seen anything that he does that I can say that is bad.
yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't
He's,
think anything that I've seen of his. I loved him in Justified. That's where I first found
Mm-hmm.
out who Walton Goggins was. Like really, actually, like Walton like wasn't Justified.
yeah,
Was when I found out who he was because I was
that's
watching
where like I
Justified.
really remembered his name because he was in the Shield before that, but like I didn't really watch the Shield.
Yeah,
I
Mm-hmm.
watched a handful of episodes, and I think I saw the last season because everyone was saying that it was good, but it was not anything that I really followed. And Justified, I watched the shit out of
yeah. Justified
Justified.
so good. Justified so good.
But no, yeah, like for it coming out so early in the year, the Fallout TV show, there are still times where I'll catch myself saying something like from the show. Like I'll be fucking sweeping the apartment and I'll be like "feo fuerte y formal." It means he was and I'll be like, "Wait, where's that from again?" Ah, son of a bitch, it's from I'm just quoting Walton Goggins. Why am I saying it with this accent? I speak Spanish. Like what?
I catch myself doing that sometimes too. Mexicans would be very disappointed in me, even though I'm a no
Yeah.
sabo kid, they'd still be like, "You son of a bitch."
That's me with King of the Hill. Whenever I'm playing like a game and I kill somebody, I'm just like vaya con
Good deal.
Dios.
All
All
right,
right.
but that's my number
Okay.
three.
All
I got
right,
others.
Paco.
I can move shit
Mhm.
around if you guys say something.
Oh man, I got so much when it comes to TV shows. I have a lot. So I have tons of honorable mentions and tons of TV shows. But my number three, I know this is gonna be. It's not finished yet. But I think it's going to end decently. Is Skeleton Crew. I ride Star Wars dick like no other, bro. I am a Star Wars shill. But I was really surprised by Skeleton Crew. I thought it wasn't going to be any good at all, to be totally honest. I was like,
It looks
you
very
know,
not Star Wars from the trailers.
it's
It
not, but
just
I
gives
will.
off a different vibe.
It gives off
Mhm.
Goonies vibes, man.
It does, yeah, like
It's
heavily.
1980s Goonies vibes. Um, I guess you could say it's a little fresh for Star Wars because what I do like about it that I didn't even think about at first was when it starts off, you're seeing a completely different side of Star Wars. Nothing to do with the war, with the Jedi, or any like the Jedi at this point are just like legends. Nobody's ever seen one, all that shit. And it kind of for me is like, oh, so is this what life would? You don't ever tell you whatever universe you'd want to movie universe you'd want to be in to
Mhm.
be like, oh, I want to be in the Star Wars universe, but you can't be like a Jedi or a Mandalorian, or you just be like a normal person in that universe. Like
Mhm.
this is what it feels like it would be. Like it's like, oh, and yeah, it looks very suburbia, but I'm kind of like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I mean, it makes sense in a way. Like, okay, I can see
Yeah,
how you
it's
could
not
do this,
always
and
Tatooine. Like,
yeah, it's not always
Yeah.
Tatooine. It has a very much that adventure pirate vibe, which I don't think we get enough of in movies right now.
Mhm.
the adventurous pirate vibe. So I really enjoyed um, Skeleton Crew so far. I mean, it's only like 5 episodes, but so far what we've gotten is okay. And I'm really surprised that nobody's come out and talked any shit about it yet. Like, I really am surprised that nobody's like said anything like about any
You're
wokeness
right.
in it.
Yeah.
Like, because technically, by the definition of what people were complaining about the Acolyte and other things they've complained about, like, that's taking place during Skeleton Crew. I don't know why, like this doesn't bother you, but that other stuff does. You're a goddamn hypocrite. Like, stop being an asshole for everything else. I mean, the show itself is good. I would, I guess the only thing that I can give away is, like, I get the person who's supposed to be the main character. He gives off Usopp vibes. He gives he gives, not because of like the way he looks, but like just kind of the way they portray him. They portray him like, you can. I feel like a little bit of Usopp in him, a way, you know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's about the only thing that I can say without, like, you know, giving away anything. But I mean, it's a fun watch. It's not bad either. Like, I know some people were like, "Oh my god, this is for kids." Well, yeah, it's fucking Star Wars. Of course, it's for fucking kids. And this is actually pretty good. Like, I'm sorry, but it's actually really good. That's my number 3. I want to do an honorable mention, but I'm pretty sure it's probably because the rest of my list is going to be anime.
All right, that's fine. We'll save those for the end. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Okay, my number 3. Let me be clear. I still haven't finished this show yet, but
Okay.
god damn it, like I'm like halfway in, and I'm really digging it. So I think it's fair for me to put the Penguin.
Son of a bitch.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that was my
good.
number 1.
Oh shit!
No, yeah,
That's my
you're
number
good.
2.
You're
that was
good.
my
You're
number
good.
2.
You're good.
So keep going.
Yeah,
That was my
no,
number 2.
Penguin is great.
Penguin is great,
Yeah.
dude.
Uh, I mean, whoa, what? I don't want to, because I'm only 1 episode away from finishing it, so I don't want to spoil anything for you, Juan.
Mhm.
What are you liking so far? What are you loving? Gush, tell me more.
This is straight up a gangster TV show. Like, fuck that this takes place in Gotham, Batman, with like all these other like bullshit. This is straight up like Scarface, the TV show. You know,
Yeah.
this
It's the
I
Gotham Sopranos.
I've never seen Sopranos, but I would assume it's kind of like Sopranos in
Yeah.
that it's just a mobster show, a mobster drama. It completely ignores the fact that, like, there is a Batman running around beating up people, So, and it's good. It definitely, like, it keeps you on edge because it's like every episode, like, something goes wrong. Like, the Penguin just has the shittiest luck, but then he has like the fucking dumb luck perk from Fallout, where he just like where he just finds a way to get out of this shit. And no, it's great. It's fantastic. Again, I haven't finished it, but goddamn, the little I've seen of this is so good.
it's a fantastic show. Everyone's performances are great. Like, I don't know how many characters you've seen, Juan, but there's there's some faces on here that I wasn't expecting to be on here, like Clancy Brown, aka Mr. Krebs.
Oh yeah, Krebs.
He's in the fucking show, and I'm like, oh,
Yes, he
Jesus.
is.
Like, and also, that is actually Colin Farrell underneath all that fucking makeup. Like,
Mhm.
the lengths that they go to make this man ugly.
Yeah.
But the one performance that like stole the show for me, because I had no idea who she was, is the character of Sophia.
Oh,
Yes.
She is a phenomenal actress,
Mm-hmm.
Kristen Milioti,
Yeah.
who up until now, the only like I didn't know this was her, but up until now, the only other thing that people would probably know her from is that she's the mother
And
from
yes, how I,
from How I
that's what
Met
I
Your
was about
Mother.
to say. That's the only thing I recognized her from when I saw it. I'm like, oh hey, it's the mom.
I didn't recognize her at all, and I was like, it wasn't until like I was in like episode 6 or 7, I was like, holy fuck, it's the mom.
Yeah.
Like she disappears into that role, and like I hope that she's remembered for this rather than that terrible ending.
Yes. Right.
But all right,
All
enough
right.
gushing on the penguin.
Yes, you could move on to your number two.
My number two. This is also an Amazon Prime show, and I was very very hyped for it when it came out, and I pretty much finished it as quickly as I could, and it's the Cape Crusader, Batman.
Okay,
Oh,
that was my
nice.
honorable mention.
Yeah, like I it does enough right for me. Like the show's not perfect. There's
Hmm.
some stuff that I wish it did differently, but I like where it's going, and I like that they set out to do one thing. They were like, let's make Batman the animated series again. Only let's age it up for the people that grew up with Batman the animated series. And that's
Hmm.
what this is.
Yep,
They aged it
definitely.
up just the right amount. They did take some liberties and make some changes to some characters, some of which I don't like, some of which I do like.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people complained about the Harley Quinn depiction. I was
I
fine with
loved
it.
her. I, I
Yeah,
I actually really liked this
I
version of Harley Quinn. My wife is on the boat of like she didn't really like it, but you gotta understand something from me. I like the Saw movies. So if you do any character but make them Jigsaw, I'm gonna love it.
I like that they, because they don't only do this with Harley, but they did it with another character, and it works a little better with the other character than it does with Harley. But
Hmm.
they kind of inverted the roles.
Hmm.
Whereas when Harley was a doctor originally, she was very calm, very demure, very mindful.
Hmm.
But when she turns into Harley, she's bombastic and has,
Hmm.
just manic pixie girlfriend. And
Yeah.
here they inverted it, where she's kind of like the manic pixie girlfriend when she's the psychiatrist, when she's
Mhm.
Dr.
Hmm.
Harleen Quinzel.
Hmm.
And when she's Harley, she's very quiet
Like,
and like
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
Like legitimately
Calculating.
terrifying. Yeah.
Hmm.
And they also do that with Two Face, where like generally the ugly half of Two Face is
Hmm.
the criminal mastermind, the evil one, and the pretty
Hmm.
side is like it's Harvey, and he's supposed to
Yeah.
be very uh you know by the book and the law. And here it's the
Hmm.
inverse. Harvey
It's
is the evil.
is
Harvey was
the crooked
always
lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah, Harvey was always an asshole, and
yeah.
now his monster half is the one that's like, no, please, we should do things. Give Dobby a sock, sir. And it's Diedrich Bader.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
I don't, but yeah, no.
He did
If you
better
haven't checked it
Batman
out,
voice, didn't he?
yeah, he was in the Brave and the Bold. He was
Brave and the
Batman
Bold.
in
That's what it
Brave
was
and the
called.
Bold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brave and the Bold.
But yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, check out Cape Crusader. It's a lot of fun. It's really good.
Yep.
I dug it.
I
Yeah.
same. All right, Paco. What is your number two?
So my number two is going to be Don Don.
Dun dun
Okay.
dun 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 dun
Don Don
Yeah.
was my
dun
number
dun.
Hmm.
two. I mean, once you get past that first episode, I mean it's solid from there. Because that's everybody had. There's a lot of people that told me they couldn't get past that first episode. They were
My
like,
wife.
"Oh, this." Well, no, not just her, but other people that I talk to from back home and stuff like that.
Hmm.
They're like, "Bro, that first episode was really weird." I was like, "Bro, first of all, it's an anime. Like, I don't think there's a single anime out there that doesn't have some weird shit in it or some
Hmm.
questionable shit in it." So, but I do
Yeah, but
understand now what how people are like. Okay, that's fair, but the rest of the show isn't like that. The rest of the show is much more wholesome, I guess, and you
Yeah,
know,
I'm
love
reeling
stories.
I'm reeling her into the anime because I've been showing her like clips,
Yeah,
and she's digging it. So it's to the point where it's like I think I could probably show her season two comfortably, and she might actually like be
yeah.
into it at that point.
And
Um,
I'm gonna do an honorable mention for that, because the last season was this year,
mhm.
was and it ended, it was Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah.
Cobra Kai is a good
um,
honorable mention for me because I liked what they did with Cobra Kai all the way
mhm.
up to now. Now that the movie's coming out, it might be get a little weird,
Mm.
like
Yeah,
continuity wise. But if you kind of ignore that, the ending, what happens in the show, kind of unexpected. I was like, oh, y'all went there, okay,
yeah,
Yeah, that
okay, yeah.
was yeah.
mm.
That was I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, y'all
I
really
think it's
went there,
fair. It
like fuck
caught
it, yeah.
everybody off guard.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, dang, okay, y'all can be dark. Okay, I see you.
So
But
Boss,
if
you killed a child.
but if you're on the fence about Cobra Kai, like I mean, Cobra Kai is legit good. Like this kind of starts off a little teenage drama ish, but it's not bad. It's actually,
Yeah, no.
the show gets better
Uh,
as it goes.
it does. There's
Some good character development.
it's a really good show. I kind of it can be a little overwhelming if you're
Yeah,
trying to watch all of it at once
yeah,
because
yeah,
when you do that, you do really see the cracks become very very obvious
yeah,
because I was doing that. Like I didn't have
mhm.
YouTube Red or whatever the fuck it
yeah,
was, where the show premiered originally. So when Netflix got it and then they made a season two and three, I was like, oh, I'll watch all of them at once. And it was good. It was a good run. I had a lot of
yeah,
fun watching it all together, but like really around like season the start of season three, I was like, there's kind of a formula here that you guys are
yeah,
hitting a lot. But that again, that's just from like watching it all at once. If you space it out, it's probably not that big a deal.
yeah,
um, but no, yeah, it's a great show. I love it. I'm excited for the movie.
yeah. Me too.
Yep, same. Right.
All right, Juan.
Let me name my number two. And yes, again, this is a show that I haven't finished it yet. I'm still watching it, but you know what? It's really good. I know I'm really bad when it comes to watching TV shows. I'm sorry,
It's
but
okay.
just trust me that it's good so far. And my number two is Shogun.
Shogun,
Ooh, that's a really good show.
it
That's
is.
a
So,
really, really good show.
man, it's I hate this comparison. I know why people say it, but a lot of people say like it's Game of Thrones with samurais, and I don't like that
I
comparison
don't like that
because it's
comparison
like
either.
Game of
Better.
Thrones is like very it's a fantasy, you know, it's a fantasy world. There's dragons in it and shit, right? Whereas Shogun is very grounded. It is trying its best to be as like a historical piece,
Hmm.
which to my understanding it's not. It is based on a book.
Yeah, on a
Yeah,
story.
and that was the point I
It's
was gonna
not.
make. That it's like
Uh-huh.
no, the book Shogun came out before Game of Thrones. So
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
anything, Game of Thrones is like Shogun.
Game of Thrones
Yeah.
is exact. But I get why people make the comparison, and it's in the
Yeah,
sense that Game of Thrones is very drama, I guess political drama heavy in the sense that it is dealing with, you know, people fighting for a throne, people fighting for leadership, control, for power. Shogun is very similar in that it is very much, you know, people in charge, you know, the death of the emperor, and now who's gonna run this bitch, you know? And it's people fighting for the throne, to what lengths they will go to keep the throne, and you name it, you know. So I see why they make the comparison, but make no mistake about it, this is not like a fantasy. It is very much like grounded in realism, even if it's not based on an actual historic event. But either way, the show it is great. Um, it Most of the show is not in English, so you get ready to read some subtitles. Those of you that want to watch it now, that shouldn't deter you from it. I'm just saying, if you're going to eat a sandwich, you want to get yourself a table.
Yeah, I hate that that turns
um,
people away.
yeah, yeah, I hate that too. But I guess it's because we grew up watching anime, so
Yeah,
to us it's not a big deal. And then that, and like English is not our first
no,
language,
it's not.
so we're used to captions, subtitles,
Yeah,
you name it. Whereas I guess for other people, it's more of like, oh, I gotta overcome. It's like, guys, just
some people are
because
just like, oh, I want to
there
watch the
isn't,
movie, not read it.
because like there is an English dub. There is one where all of it is fully translated. The only reason I do not recommend going down that road is because it is essential to the plot that some characters do not know the other person's language. It is very integral to the plot that
Yeah,
some characters do not understand each other. And I think if you watch the English dub, some of that might get lost.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
also, fun fact: some of the parts that are in English aren't supposed to be in English
yep,
Mhm.
because the English speakers in the show are supposed to actually be Portuguese sailors.
Yes, yeah,
So
exactly.
they're in universe, like in the world of the show, they're speaking Portuguese, but like the actors are all speaking English. So we hear
Hmm.
English, but it's in universe they're speaking
They're
Portuguese.
speaking exactly. Yeah, see, I completely forgot about that, but yes, that is 100% true. But either way, it's a good show. I highly recommend, even though I haven't finished watching it. Trust me, I'm getting around to it along with Penguin. But it's great. I highly recommend. Definitely check it out. All right, Jay, you want to lead us off with your number one?
My number one. So it was going to be Penguin, but we already talked about it. So I'm going to pivot. I already talked about K Crusader. I'm going to stick with animation here. And
I swear to God, if you say what I think you're gonna say, I'll be so mad.
what do you think I'm going to say?
I don't know. Go ahead, say it. Say
Is
it.
there a number involved in the
No, there's no number involved
Yeah,
in it. There's no number
in
involved in it.
mine there is.
fuck?
Mine.
No, say it, say
Go
it, say
ahead,
it,
go ahead,
say
X-Men
it.
go ahead.
It
97.
Oh,
okay. It's not.
okay. It's not that one. Okay.
It's not that one.
It was great, by the way. I watched it, but it's not what
No.
I.
I
Yeah.
did. I dug it a lot. I still
Mhm.
have some questions. Why is Magneto so buff? Like,
Why was he in a speedo? Why was he in a speedo for that whole time?
The whole
It's
time I
like,
was watching it, I was like, "Oh no, he's hot!" The fucking
like,
Squidward meme, just like.
damn it, dude. Like, I can't stop staring. Like, why? What was that doing? Stop it, Magneto. Stop seducing me with your magnetic powers.
Why do you just have a giant M that points directly to your crotch?
He has
Damn
great
it.
hair, by the way, too. I was like, dude, what is your routine? Because that's fucking a beautiful mane you got going on there.
So I actually talked a lot of smack when it came out because
Uh,
I never
Mhm.
had like a big affinity for the original X-Men cartoon when it
Mhm.
came out.
mhm.
And it also didn't age very well, the original X-Men cartoon. So
Mhm.
I wasn't 100% sold on this 97, foray like being great or how good it was going to be. But once I met it on its own terms, because I was watching it like halfway paying attention. Watching it
Mhm.
that way, it doesn't do it justice because I'm like, when the fuck are they gonna fight the Sentinels? Like, why am I just looking at Magneto's glorious ass? Why? uh, but no, once you actually pay attention to it and like, I mean, some of the themes that they're hitting are very on the nose, and X-Men has
Yeah.
always been that way.
Yes.
But man, it's really good. Hey,
It really
uh,
is.
and yeah, it was a lot of fun watching it. I still don't really like Cyclops. I don't care how many people tell
Nobody
me that
does.
he's.
Nobody likes him.
Well, the show's supposed to make him better, and I'm still like, nah, I still don't like him. I still don't like Cyclops. What
Todavía es bien puto el güey.
kind of
Hombre,
an
no lo
asshole?
quiero, todavía está bien puto el güey.
But he is a competent leader of the X-Men, and the show does do him some justices. I just still don't like him. Also, I really like the fucking bromance between Wolverine and Morph. That is just funny.
Yeah.
uh, but no, good show. Check it out if you haven't. Probably the only reason I keep Disney Plus around is for Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah, same.
Right.
Better X-Men show is X-Men Evolutions. I'm gonna argue that. That was probably my. I like the original X-Men animated on Fox Kids or whatever.
Well, look,
But
we're all
I
moving
really-
stuff around because there's a lot of. Apparently, none of us watch TV.
We all watch the same things. No, my number one is going to be Delicious in Dungeon. Delicious in Dungeon is my number one. My honorable mention for number one is going to be probably a anime that not a lot of people watched. Well, at least amongst us that we hang out with in our group, was Wisteria Wand and Sword. Was actually
Oh no,
really
yeah, I've been
solid.
watching that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a fucking
It's really
solid.
solid. Yeah.
That's a solid fucking anime. One of the characters, I'm like, bro, I hope the main character beats the fuck out of you because you fucking deserve it. And the main character isn't like overpowered, but that man got hands. That man, like, if you let him loose, if he
Yeah.
wasn't such a nice person, that dude is a fucking beast.
It's
But no,
Wisteria Wand and Sword is it's like Mashal if Mashal wasn't a comedy.
yeah.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah, he's got hands. This dude has got fucking hands, dude. Just watch it's like, good lord. I'm probably gonna rewatch it because I had to wait every fucking week for it. I'm like, god damn it.
Yeah.
What was that one called?
Huh?
Wisteria Wand
What
and
was it called?
Sword.
Wisteria
One and two.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wisteria One and Sword. But no, Delicious in Dungeon was fucking great, and especially again being Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix doesn't have the best track record for a lot of things, but so far their anime has been fucking killing it. And Delicious in Dungeon is one of their top ones. And any anime that has to do with food, whether it's a cooking anime or just like all the food in anime, just it looks so great and delicious. And I just liked Delicious in Dungeon. It was a great watch. It was fun. It kept me engaged. I wasn't bored with any of the episodes. I thought all the episodes were great. So yeah,
I watched
if you
it.
get a
I had a lot
chance,
of fun with it.
I'm excited for the new season. I hated the way they ended it, but I'm like, I'm like, yes, I want more. So yeah, watch Delicious in Dungeon if you were on the fence about it, and if you want like a good magical anime that has to do, it's like magic and fantasy, that's not like an isekai or anything like that. Wisteria Wand and Sword, I'm telling you, is up your alley. Watch it.
All right. Sounds like it is up my alley. I'll
Yeah,
definitely
it's
check
gonna be
it
up
out.
your alley.
Add it to
Yeah.
the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to my number one, and I just want to say, man, all you guys named my top three and my honorable mentions. That's why when you're like this one has a number, I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. Like I don't have anything after this. But
I did have another one
honorable
after this,
mention-
but I was like, okay.
Oh, thank God, I'm first then. My honorable mention: Ranma and a half, Ranma medio.
Okay,
Ranma's
yeah.
good.
So
'Cause I'm
I
like,
was
I don't-
trying to.
I don't have anything after that. I don't have shit.
I was
other
trying
stuff.
to. I was trying to keep anime separate from
Yeah.
like TV. So that's why my list doesn't have any anime. But the other
Yeah.
honorable mention, if you had X-Men 97, the other honorable mention I had was Arcane season 2.
Oh, Arcane was good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arcane was great. I have two
All
more
right.
honorable mentions, but yeah, go ahead, man.
No, I mean, all I'm gonna say on Ranma is that if y'all are at any familiar at all with the original one, this one's good. Animation's been updated, so the action's a lot
The art
better.
style's different.
The and
Well, like it
likewise,
still
it's
looks like the manga, but like
Yeah.
mm,
it's got like pop art. That
Hmm.
yeah,
yeah.
and it's a lot faster too.
Yeah.
It's definitely what took 3 episodes in the original. This one gets it done in one. So it's a lot faster. It and this show suffers from the same thing other ones do in that you're like, oh man, they're really gonna end it like that. Yep,
Yeah.
and you gotta wait. But yeah, as far as anime goes, yeah, the other one was Dan Da Dan, but I feel like we already said what we had to on that one.
And
Yeah.
also, word of
But
advice: if to any of our Mexican, Hispanic, Latino viewers, or if you're trying to learn Spanish, watch your animes in Spanish. I tell you, you have no idea how much, especially if you understand Spanish and you don't watch, but you don't watch animes in Spanish. They are so much funnier in fucking Spanish. And perfect example, fucking Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw
yes,
Man
Chainsaw
in
Man.
fucking Spanish is hilarious. Spy Family is the cutest and funniest thing in fucking Spanish.
So
I tell you, just watching animes in Spanish is great. Also, I forget how much Mexico likes Sonic.
oh yeah.
Dude,
Hmm.
Mexicans like Mexico. There's four things that pretty much almost universally every Mexican likes: tacos, Dragon Ball, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Dr. Simi.
I think
if you,
I think Segas were easier to get in
if-
Mexico than
yeah, like
Yeah.
those are the
Nintendo.
four things that I can tell you. Like, just pretty much almost every Mexican enjoys. Well, maybe not modern Mexicans,
Uh,
but old school Mexicans.
It, I think just anime in general is
Yeah,
really big in Mexico for
Saint
sure.
Seiya is really huge.
All right. But
yeah.
Jay, do you have any other honorable mentions?
Well,
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that.
I guess my honorable mentions would just be the other anime that I saw. I mean, Dandadan, we already talked about. Drama, you mentioned. I also saw Kaiju number 8. I
Yeah,
had
that
a
was
lot of
good.
fun with Kaiju
That was
number
good.
8.
That
This
was
one I
good.
don't think you guys would have seen because it's not really up our alley, but I watched it and I really liked it.
Mhm.
Apothecary Diaries.
No, I watched it.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
I
I dug it
watched
a
that
lot.
one. It was good. It was really good.
Yeah, I dug that one a lot. And Daima, Dragon Ball Daima,
Diamond, yeah,
Dragon Ball's Dragon
Diamonds.
Ball
I
again.
haven't I haven't started that one. I'm waiting for it.
I watched like the first 3 episodes and then I was like, I'm gonna wait for the Spanish dub because
Mm-hmm.
I just it's closer to original Dragon Ball than it is to Z,
Mm-hmm.
and I I only ever saw original Dragon Ball in Spanish, so for me
And yeah.
it's kind of
Very nostalgic.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Different.
so the only other two, I mean, I have a ton of like anime and other ones that I watched. But these aren't like Japanese anime, but they're animated shows. What two of the honorable mentions are going to be Invincible Fight Girl on Max.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That
Okay.
one's really
Mm-hmm.
good, and I don't think it's done yet, but Creature Commandos was really good too.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of
Um,
fun with Creature
Mm-hmm.
Creature
Commandos.
Commandos, and then this is one that, of course, isn't up anybody's alley. I don't think amongst our group. My Happy Marriage on Netflix. It's
Okay.
like a romance anime. That's how it starts off, but there is like some magic and a few action scenes, which that kind of threw me off. I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" This man just let out a fireball. Like, where the fuck did that come from? I don't know. But it was a sweet anime. I liked it. I think there's another season that just got released. I haven't watched the new season. But yeah,
It
My Happy
sounds
Marriage.
familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
My
I haven't
My
watched
Happy
it, but yeah,
It's,
Marriage.
I've definitely scrolled past that title.
It's like a
mhm.
romance kind of
Well, I
anime.
say
I
scroll
dig
past,
some.
but I mean like I
Yeah,
stopped for a second to see like
Yeah.
what the.
yeah. To be honest, probably all the animes that we all watch together could probably be like its own episode because we watch. I know we watch a lot, and there's some
Yeah.
old ones with the newer seasons that are getting released now. Like I'm a big car guy, so the one I'm currently watching is MF Ghost. Is one that I'm currently watching. If you liked Initial D, this is kind of a like a spiritual
Mhm.
successor. It's like the main character from Initial D is mentioned in MF Ghost. He's like a teacher, but you don't ever see him. He's just like
Mhm.
in the ether, like, oh yeah, he taught me. He's my master, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you like cars and stuff like that, that'd be up your alley. But yeah, what's next?
All right. Let's move on to our final category, which is video games.
Oh yes, I've
All
played a
right.
lot of
So Jay,
those.
you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll start us off. This is one that I kind of just picked up. I heard about it. I think it didn't come out that long ago either. Maybe like last month or 2 months ago. But I heard about it and was immediately like curious about it. It scratches a lot of my itches, and it's Metal Slug Tactical or Metal Slug
Yeah.
Tactics.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a tactical RPG, or like like a tactical style game where there's a grid and you move your characters around. Only it's Metal Slug. It's Metal Slug characters.
Okay.
I
That's
haven't finished
cool.
it, but it's been fun. I like that style of game. If you are into those tactic type of games and you like Metal Slug, check this out. It's solid. I don't know if it like I didn't play a lot of games that came out this year because I was
Mhm.
without a job for most of the year. But uh yeah, this one's good. It's fun. Pick it up on sale probably, but I had a lot of fun with it. I'm still having a lot of fun with it.
All right. Buckle, what is your number
So
three?
my number three, of course, is Concord. Just kidding. No.
I was waiting for someone to say Concord.
No. It was a dustboard. Lies again. No. Another Crab's Treasure was my number three that I got to play.
Oh, okay.
The
I know
music is
that.
really good and the gameplay is really fun. It's a really great game. So if
Mhm.
it's something that you've seen and you just kind of like, well, I don't know, it's a fun game. The music's
Is it like
great, the fighting's great,
it's like a
just the whole little
Soulsborne,
world.
right?
Yeah,
Like
kind of like
you're
a
a little
Soulsborne, but you're a
crab.
crab. The Soulsborne, but in crab form.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I'm not a Souls person, but
Mhm.
it's on Game Pass. That's what I like about having Game Pass, that I can pick up a lot of just random stuff.
Right.
Um,
Mhm.
I can just start random shit, even though there's some that I've started that are older. But another Crash Trader is one of the most recent ones, and that one is a lot of fun. So if you've been on the fence about it, pick it up. It's good.
Mhm. Okay. So I actually made my list based on the time that I played these games.
Okay.
I looked at all my consoles and it's like, all right, which one did I play the most? And these were according to my console analytics, my top three. So my number three is Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
uh
I was probably gonna put it on my list, even though I don't own it, but I did download the demo and the beta. So it's like
yeah,
this counts. This fucking counts.
yes, it definitely does it. So uh my wife doesn't really play too many video games with me. Fighting games tend to be like the big exception because she likes fighting games, and yeah, so we played this one a lot together, so that would explain why. It's probably my number three, but even not counting the times I did play with her, I played a lot of it on my own because I did do the story mode, and yeah, the story's great. And then yeah, like it ends on a cliffhanger, so you're like, God damn it, I really gotta wait till Tekken 9 to find out what happens. God damn it, you know. But No, it's a lot of it's definitely a lot of fun, and then the customization in this thing is top notch. Like, God, I love playing online and just seeing all the different outfits people come up with. You got people walking around like Ash Ketchum
Yeah.
and Michael Jackson and stuff. They're hilarious. They're great. And again, it's a solid fighting game. So yep, taking Ace Man number three. All right, Jay, what's your number two?
My number two. This game I also haven't finished. But I did enjoy it a lot, and I'm gonna go back to it as soon as I'm done playing my number one, which is going to be never. But I kind of picked it up on a whim, uh, and it's Space Marine 2.
Oh,
Space Marine 2.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so I never played Space Marine 1, but before Space
Mm-hmm.
Marine 2 came out, I picked up Bolt Gun, which is a Doom
Mm-hmm.
clone. And when I say Doom clone, I mean like it's like the original like 93, 92 Doom. Uh move with your mouse and key with no, just your fucking
Just
keyboard and
the.
you press space to shoot. Like, I mean you can do that. I play on controller though because I'm a pleb.
Mhm.
uh, and you know, playing that, I kind of like started to get that itch. Space Marine 2 was about to come out, and I was like, you know what? I had a lot of fun with Bolt Gun. Let me
Mhm.
check out Space Marine 2, see what all this hype is about. And holy crap, is it a lot of fun!
Mhm.
I know nothing about the Warhammer universe. I know nothing about Space Marine lore. I just know that I like killing things.
yep, yep.
But yeah, if you guys are curious about it, I'm here to let you know it's good. It's fun. Check it out. Uh, yeah, Space Marine 2. If
Yeah.
you don't
All
check it
right.
out, that's heresy.
Well, my number two, it's kind of a weird game. Or not a weird game, but it's a kind of it's an old school side scroller. It's called Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
actually I again Game Pass. I was looking for something to play. I was like, this looks kind of cool. I'll check that out. It takes a little bit to get started, because because it's kind of like starts off
Mhm.
tutorial wise, and this one is like you gotta read the story and you gotta read everything. And I was like, all right. But the design is really beautiful. The gameplay is fun. It's not super easy, but it's also not like difficult either. It's got a nice bit of a challenge, at least
Mm,
for me. Like I said, for me, it wasn't like a hard challenge or anything, but it's like, okay, I gotta actually pay attention and put some effort into
Mhm.
it. But yeah, that's going to be my number two is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I think uh, it looks really great, and I think it's somewhat of an indie game, kind of. But that was a lot of fun.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my number two. Because again, a lot of the games that I played this year, except for a couple, were older games.
Hmm.
Just stuff that I finally got a chance to play. So I can't put them on the list because it's just not fair.
Yeah.
But that one, yeah, Ori and the Will of the Wisp
And,
was a fun game.
yeah, no, that's a
And
good
like old
pick.
school side scroller too. It's a little side scroller.
All right. My number two, I won't go too into it just because I feel like I've already talked about this game enough. Silent Hill 2, the remake.
Yes.
So
I thought
I
that was gonna
think
be
I
your
already
number
talked
one.
about the. No, yo, I got a different number one. Silent Hill 2. I already talked about it in our horror video game Halloween episode that we did earlier this year. So you alphas, if you want to hear me talk about it in more detail, definitely check out that episode. But honestly, I think as far as remakes go, I mean, this one it's a home run for me. It got a lot of stuff right. It's still just as scary, just as spooky, and I even recommend it to anybody who's never played a Silent Hill game. You can. This one's not a bad place to start. You can definitely play this one, even if you've never played a single Silent Hill. Um, just have your holy water or whatever at the ready because this
Prende la
game be
vela, bro.
spooky. Yep, this game be spooky. Don't say I didn't warn you, but
Yes.
that's my number two.
We lit all our Jesus candles while he was playing. We are Virgin American, just in case.
Right.
JJ, what's your number one?
All right, so there's going to be a lot of recency bias with this.
It's okay. My number one is very recently biased as well.
But I mean, it can't be anything other than this. It's fucking Marvel Rivals. Like,
oh man,
yeah.
I've been playing the shit out of Marvel Rivals. I mean, because look, the formula is solid. Team Fortress 2, good game. Overwatch, before they fucked it up, good game. Marvel Rivals, same formula. Only now they put actual fucking superheroes in the hero shooter. Like, it surprises me that it took this long, but like the genre is called hero shooter.
Yeah.
No one ever thought to put like fucking
all the
superheroes in it.
I wonder if DC is gonna copy them and do something similar.
Maybe, and if they do, and if it's as fun as Rivals, I'll play the shit out of that too. But like, yeah, I had some time off because of the holidays, and I just dedicated as much of it as I could to Rivals. Like, there's these challenges that you can do. I had barely downloaded the game, so I didn't know like how to play any character at all. So I just, I was like, well, I'll try out these challenges. What does this one say? Kill 5 dudes as Captain America. All right, for America. So I just played Captain America, and I cleared that challenge and like 3 other ones that I was not aware that I was competing. To the point that like
headshots.
Oh yeah, after I saw the fucking beekeeper, I jumped onto Rivals immediately afterwards, and I had a challenge to deal like 15,000 damage as Black Widow, and I was just nailing headshots. And I never play Black Widow, but just like me and my team were like creaming the shit out of these other guys. They fucking hated me. I know that Storm and Iron Man fucking hated me. But goddamn, it's just a lot of fun. I'm at the point now where like I have no challenges, and so I'm like, and Alexander wept where there were no more lands left to conquer. But yeah, check out Marvel Rivals if you can. It's fun. It's dope. I'm having a great time with it.
And it's great too because I never thought of you as like a multiplayer guy, especially. Like,
I'm usually not. So like for this to be as fun as it is, I think it might be because I don't have the mic on. I'm like, I'm not talking to nobody.
Yeah, probably. Sometimes when you have the mic on, especially because I play a lot of multiplayer, even though I haven't gotten any better. I've been playing multiplayer games for forever, and I have not progressed as a player, except in my shit talking. My shit talking is the only thing that's progressed, and even still not that great. But yeah,
Overwatch always had the mic function, but like on PlayStation, a lot of people didn't use it. A lot of people weren't talking to each other. For me, the real downfall of Overwatch was when people started fucking talking to me and being like, "Why are you picking Bastion?" I'll never forget. Some dude was telling me to switch off of Bastion, and this was like the early days of Overwatch, and we were doing the push the cart thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Switch off of Bastion. We don't need a Bastion." Blah blah blah. I was like, at the time, the meta for the defending team was to always have a Reinhardt. So I was like, they're gonna have a fucking Reinhardt, and he's just gonna stand on the thing and put his shield up so that we can't push it. If I'm Bastion, I can melt that bitch. And yeah, we melted that bitch, and I got play of the game. So shut the fuck up. Let me do my thing. Let me be fucking Spider-Man and get no kills. Let me be biblically accurate Spider-Man, damn it.
That's hilarious. Biblically accurate.
Oh, that's great.
All right, but that's my
All
number
right,
one.
all right, Paco. What's
Well,
your
my
number
number
one?
one is also very, very recent. It's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
I knew it. I was
Yeah, I knew
expecting
Dude.
that was
that
gonna
one.
be on your list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I'm very predictable, but it's a lot
it's
of fun, man.
it's on Game
It's
Mhm.
Pass, and I'm also kicking myself because Metal Slug is on Game
yeah, no, yeah. Metal Slug's on
Oh.
Game Pass as well. Yeah, Metal Slug's on Game Pass. I played it a little bit. No, but dude, Indiana
Mhm.
Jones and the Great Circle is just a lot of fun. It's, I
Mhm.
mean, you start off as playing. You're playing Indiana Jones through an Indiana Jones movie, and it's one of the
Mhm.
few games that I sit there and I watch and listen to all the dialogue and all the cutscenes because I'm watching an Indiana Jones movie, except I'm the star.
Mhm.
And this is by far better than what we got the last two movies. I mean, it really is. Unfortunately, it really is. Um, the AI isn't the best. I will say that the AI is kind of dumb in certain aspects. I'm like, really, dude, really? You know what? Whatever. I don't care. But then again, I just tell myself like these are Nazis and fascists. I don't care for them. They can be as dumb as they
Of
want.
course, they're dumb.
Yeah.
They're
The
Nazis.
Nazis.
And surprisingly, throughout the whole game is really a lot of stealth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have to be stealthy through, and I think that's probably why I loved it so much because I love stealth games. And
Mhm.
you have to do a lot of stealth throughout the whole game. I mean, you can find disguises and stuff, and uh, it'll make certain things and certain missions and stuff easier. And like I said, knocking people out is just a lot of fun. Uh, I like the fact that there is so much to really explore and find, and there's all these different things you can find and explore. They got the little puzzles and stuff. I put my settings to where like all the puzzles are kind of highlighted. Like a lot of the important
Okay.
stuff is highlighted. I just did that because I was like, I just want to have fun. I don't want to Tomb Raider this and be like, all right, if I,
Yeah.
and there's some of the puzzles that I'm like, this is kind of fucking difficult because some of the chests and stuff that you can open up in the game, there's usually like a little note or something in the same room, and it's a clue to how to open the chest, and you got to figure out a code and all that stuff. And I'm like, crap. I'm spending like 30 minutes looking like, okay, number one, I'm doing some math. But I mean, it was just a overall fun game. I think and I think at first some people, like Juan, you were like turned off by the first person stuff with it, which was
Yeah.
fair at first. It was a little, like,
Mhm.
okay, it's kind of weird, but I got used to it, and I really enjoyed the some of the combat was fun because you get to use the whip and stuff like that. There is some fast travel in it. But like other than that, dude, check it out. It's a lot of fun, especially if you like exploring and the puzzles, and if you're like yeah, I know the history's not real, but it makes it seem real. You know, like
Yeah.
I know it's
I
not
mean,
like real history, but still, it's a lot of
I
fun.
mean, yeah. No one's should expect that in Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
but like but the lore that they present to you within the
Yeah.
game is a lot of fun to read and look at. Even though, yeah, okay, I know it's not based on real shit except for the
Mhm.
locations, but all of that was just to me was really great. And like I said, sit there and watch all the cutscenes, and you're watching a new Indiana Jones movie. And voice acting, beautiful, beautiful voice acting.
Yeah, and I do want to be clear. I do plan on giving the game a shot because first person isn't really a deal breaker for me. Like it was, I had a similar reaction to Overwatch and Cyberpunk, where I was like, man,
Uh-huh.
why is it first person? You had a cool character. I won't be able to see the character,
Yeah,
but
fair
then you play
point.
the game and it's a lot of fun, even if it is in first person.
Fair point. Fair
But
point.
all right, so let us now move on to my number one, which should surprise nobody. My number one is Astrobot.
Yeah.
Need I
Yeah.
say more?
No, you need not say more. The public agrees.
Yes, the Game Awards agrees.
Gonna have to put fucking Astrobot on this thumbnail too.
You should probably-
He's just on every
um,
thumbnail.
but uh,
Need
but
to
no,
find
no,
new Astrobot poses to put in.
um, in all seriousness, though, yes, Astrobot is my number one, and yeah, according to my PlayStation analytics, that was one of the top games I played this year. And I mean, yeah, I'm not honestly, I'm not surprised because I actually really, really liked the game. It's one of those where I feel like on the surface people are like it's lame because it's a platformer, but it's like
Uh-huh.
no, get get the controller in your hands and actually play the shit. And it's like if you don't have a smile on your face while you play it, like someone hurt you, like deep down, like you some like down to your soul. It's just a fun game. Like there's nothing I could say other than just that. It goes back to to the simplicity of gaming. You know, it's
Yeah.
almost like you know Nintendo is definitely like the leading um company in regards to everyone's like oh play Call of Duty because we got Omni movement or oh play our game because it delivers a really hard challenge or whatever, whereas Nintendo's just like play our game because it's fun. And I feel like Astrobot is in that same lane, like play our game because it's fun. And yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like that's really what a video game should set out to do, just
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah.
And I think Astrobot, yeah, it takes it back, to old school. Think like Crash Bandicoot, but without the difficulty. And
Very nice comparison.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, and it that's not to say that Astrobot's like easy. It's just it's a lot more forgiving, and then especially because I feel like a lot of the difficulty with the original Crash Bandicoot, the first one, is that they wanted you to do these like precision jumps that were just annoying and
Hmm.
frustrating, which is why Nintendo never did those in a Mario game, or they tried to avoid it because they saw players' reaction was frustration, not fun. so
Yeah.
they so they would tend to avoid it, and I feel like Astrobot leans in a similar direction where there are the more like challenging levels, um, where it's more like bonus levels, really. And that's where the like if you want the challenge, you'll get it there. But as far as like the main course, they're not too difficult, and but that's not a bad thing, or at least I don't think so.
Yeah.
But do you guys have any honorable mentions for gaming that y'all want to mention really quick before we gotta
I
wrap
mean,
things up?
most of them. The only no, I don't really have any honorable mentions. Like I said, I haven't played
Uh,
very many new games. Everything that I've been playing
a lot
is
of
Mm,
old.
the honorable mentions I would have would be like kind of remakes. Persona 3 Reload, I played a little bit of it. It's a lot of fun,
okay.
but it's also a Persona game, so that
Mm-hmm.
means I have to dedicate an entire month to it.
Dude, I'm still trying to get through 5 Royal.
Hi-Fi Rush is a lot of fun. Also
Oh,
came
yes, it
out
is.
early in the
Dang, I haven't
year.
played that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else? I'm scrolling through like my Game Pass to see what I
Mm.
played that came out this year.
All
Because if
right.
I played anything, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I only got one honorable mention. My honorable mention would be Yakuza Like a Dragon,
Mm.
The
the Infinite
Infinite
Wealth.
Wealth.
Infinite
Yeah.
Wealth.
Infinite Wealth. It's a fun turn-based RPG. Almost. It's because like it's like it's turn-based, but like they move in like a 3D like plane, if you
Yeah.
will. You still take turns to attack, but you have full 3D movement. It's it's a little weird to describe, but that's basically what it is. Look, just look up gameplay of it, and you'll understand what I'm
Mm.
talking about. Um, the the thing with this one though is that can you play this without having played the other Yakuza games? Yes, but you're gonna miss out on a lot of context in regards to who certain characters are, and so there is gonna be a lot of weight in the story that you're not gonna feel if you're going into this one as your first game. With that said, though, will you still understand what is happening within the context of this game, within the context of this story? 100%. Yes. You will know what's going on, and there is still a story in here that is enjoyable. Again, you're just gonna miss out on some of them, like, I guess backstory, if you will, of some of these characters, as far as like who they were and how they ended up here in this game in particular. But I mean, but yeah, other than that, that's all I got.
Yep. Like I said, I don't really have any honorable mentions. I mean, I can just tell you what I'm playing right now, but other than that, like I said, I haven't played any of the new stuff lately.
Yeah, I'm actually replaying the first Like a Dragon, Yakuza 7.
Okay. Yakuza 7.
Yeah. I'm replaying through that one in between Marvel Rivals.
In between Jeff the Shark.
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for this one. So, this is going to be an extra long episode for you Alphas. Yes. So, those of you that made it all the way to the end, we thank you. And let us know in the comments what y'all's top movies, games, shows,
whatever,
comic book, whatever your top shit is for the year.
You know what? I do have an honorable mention. Taco Bell chicken nuggets. That right there, Taco Bell chicken nuggets was an honorable mention for a top 3 shit of the year right there. Taco Bell chicken nuggets. If you're on the fence about them, go get them and get all the sauces.
The Baja Blast gelato.
Oh no, I like the cherry freeze. The gelato was really disappointing. And then it's such a small little, like, you motherfucker, that was $4. Y'all some hoes for that. Like, y'all are just playing on my emotions.
Oh, dude, Baja Blast doesn't grow on trees, dude.
I know.
But yes,
there's only so much Baja you can blast.
Dollar General always seems to have it.
Yes. Anyway, y'all let us know what y'all thought about the Taco Bell nuggets and gelato.
And gelatos. What'd you think about the whole fucking year, guys? What was your top 3 of everything? Whether it
be
the
Cheez-It Crunch Wrap. Was that good? I didn't
try that. Whatever it was, whether it be gaming, whether it be TV shows, whether it be movies, whatever you want to talk about your top 3, let us know. We want to know what your top 3 is. Yes. And we will then tell you that you're wrong.
Just right. Mm-hmm. Whereas with me, if it's a TV show, I'm probably just going to tell you I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
But, all right, that'll do it from us. Hope y'all have a happy new year. Stay safe. So. Enjoy the holidays. Till then, we'll catch you all on the next one.
See you next year. Bye.
Yep. Peace.
3.